Boom. Here we go. All right. Welcome. We are live. So we're gonna do another live Q&A here, kind of like the last time. We're gonna try and turn this into a thing, guys. So we need your help. We need you to show up, right? So let's give it some time. Let people jump in. We got myself, Credit Kid. We'll have other people jumping in throughout. Got some exciting stuff to share. We've got. I wanted to show you guys updates on the Wallet Monkey redesign for the website, right? And we're kicking off our first contest, which is going to become a regular thing. So, yes. All right. Sweet. Can you guys hear me okay in the chat? Just let me know. Let's let people start to pile in. DJ's emergency meeting got canceled. That's good to hear. Yeah, I literally was supposed to be in another meeting still, and then we got streamed. So we got more important things to do. I had to tell him. I got my coffee. So for those of you who think that that I'm way too excited, well, it's gonna get worse. Because as soon as the coffee starts kicking in, I'm gonna be an absolute psychopath on here. All right, yeah. So these streams, I hope you guys really enjoy these. We're gonna start to do these on a more regular basis. I'd love to bring on a panel and do it based around questions for you. Like, I feel like now is a really good time to be out in the community and remind everyone of what we're trying to do and to provide like up-to-date information on what's changing. And I take pride in what we bring, you know, in terms of videos and content, and obviously the Discord. If you're just living in the YouTube world, understand you're missing like 90% of the story. There's like stories and jokes, and you know we're busting each other's chops inside the Discord, and you're missing all of that. So you might at some point want to jump into the Discord. Yeah, we're going to be making some changes too to how we structure free access and paid access, because we just had way too many people coming in and kind of cycling through the community and in a very takeful manner. And I don't like to see that. So yeah, we want to get people involved. Like, you got to understand, our community is very different. This community is very different than a lot of what you'll see. First, people actually care. And it's really weird at first when you're around a group of people who actually care, because you're so used to people pretending like they care, that it's weird when you're around people who actually do. So they're going to probe you and ask questions and dig deeper and try and come to solutions and answers with you right then and there. And that's so weird to experience if you're just used to like people kind of hitting you with like one comment, pretending like they care, and then they disappear, and then you never really get an answer on your question, right? Okay, well, it's not like that here. So very, very different. And maybe some people in the chat. I mean, we got a ton of OGs in here. Let's you guys can maybe jump in and speak to that if you'd like. But yeah, so now that we got more people on today's live stream, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you the redesign for Wallet Monkey, and I want your feedback. And I want to know what you guys are thinking. But I've got a huge surprise on that. Okay, so stick around. You're going to enjoy this. 2, we got a contest that we're kicking off right here, right now, on this stream. It's the first of many, so it's all good if you missed this one. And then the third thing, yeah, Q&A. We'll do Q&A. So, Credit Kid, what's up, man?
Hanging in there, bro.
All right. So we're gonna move this stream over there, and then let me get my screen up and start to share this. Let's get these designs pulled up. I haven't even showed you. So let's see here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see what you got, man.
Oh, let's go. Oh man, you guys are gonna like it. I can tell you that now. All right, here we are. Okay, so we're kicked off to the side, and then here is all the pages. Pretty small, I know. Give me a second here. Let's zoom in. Zoom in here and show you this. So first off, big change you'll notice is the so we're gonna nerd out the designs, guys. Just bear with me. We got a contest coming up. We got free advice. Just stick around, okay? Don't let the ADD take you off stream yet. We got a new logo. That's the first thing you'll notice. What do you guys think of that? I actually like it a lot more than what we got now. Right now, you'll see it in the upper corner. It's just like a wallet with some cash hanging out. It worked. This is cool. I like this too. It's very like Web3. So anyways, yeah, there's that. Not much is changing with the menu. We're going to come back to this. You guys noticing this? This little experts here? Okay. Maybe this might be a way for all of you in the community who are credit experts to make money and help other people in the community. Whoa, crazy. Helping people. Wow, that's weird. Hold on. We'll come back to that. All right. Let's continue. So yeah, you got your hero section. You got your blah, blah, blah. That's what all that's looking like. Here it is again. featured on the homepage, meet industry experts. And hey, you know what would be really crazy is if we started with just focusing on credit and then we moved into other areas and provided, let's call it book an expert type call with other niches and markets. Oh man, now we're cooking with gas, right? So let me just cover this because I'm sick of teasing it. We're going to roll out an experts section that is very much like Calendly or Book Me or all these other sites where you can just go book an expert. Remember when that was like super cool? You could like go book Tim Ferriss for like $400 an hour or whatever he cost. Same thing, but it's going to be all people from the community. So there's a ton of people who want to get airtime with guys like George Washington, guys like Credit Kid, who have now built themselves up from 0 to over 100 G's in credit. Revan Group, who's done what he's done. Yeah. Okay, I'm watching the comments as I'm talking. Myself, whoever it is, right? So we're going to start with a small group, but we're going to eventually open this up to everybody. Like I'm seeing Danny Boy in the chat. Bro, you're more than welcome to become an expert and get paid for your time to help and to help guide and consult other people. And then we'll have it on a per session basis, and we'll have it where you can just book them, a whole basket, or get like a month's worth or 2 months worth or whatever the person's going to want to do. But I'm not seeing this at all from anyone in the industry, which is annoying. And so we just decided, okay, here we are again. We're just going to go do this. So not asking permission, just going and doing it. And, we'll see. Kevin, I'm seeing your questions. We'll tackle that. Don't worry. We will get to you. So that is like the whole concept here. And you basically tell us what you want to make per session and how long is the session. We sync up our calendars with your Google Calendar, just like you do with Calendly, and boom, it's very easy and seamless. So we fill in slots based around what you've already got full on your existing calendar. So it'll be seamless integration, I guess. Then we got Master the Credit Game. You guys already know about that. Price is still $997. It's ridiculous. Maybe some guys who are in the chat can again speak to this. Credit Kid can as well. Who else has got access to it? DJ has got access. I think Dog. I think he's supposed to be jumping in here, but if he comes in, he can speak to it. Essentially, it's all the data points that we've ever found, ever come up with, broken down in an easy to follow way, and we update it all the time. And so we update it on a personal side, on the rebuilding side, on the business side, you name it. Now we don't have every single bank under the sun profile. I want to disclaim that. Like there's a lot of banks out there. There's still actively like at least 3,800-ish credit unions as well. But we got a lot, man. We got a lot. We are in the hundreds that we have now covered. So anyways, this is the homepage that we're looking at on the left. Look at that with a little feature section for YouTube. I love that. That just looks so good. And then a Discord, little popping off chat bubbles at the bottom. Cool, right? So if you guys have any feedback or, suggestions on the design as we're kind of walking through this, just let me know. I want to like open source this to a degree and have you guys involved. So here's the training courses page. Look at that little advert feature there. All the courses, which we got to change that because some of those courses aren't available anymore. We early on, I started kind of going wide too soon and providing stuff like side hustle businesses and renovation projects and stuff like that we were doing at the time. And it just didn't really, I just don't think that was a good focus. So anyways, we pulled that back. So here's courses images. Here's just a regular blank page. All right, where's the next good thing? Bundle, yeah. Here's what the actual page will look like. Because right now it's more like sales copy-ish, right? And so maybe you're not into that. So that's what that'll look like for the courses. But I really love the aesthetic, right? And the vibe. Let me know what you guys think about that, just in general.
Yeah, the aesthetics is immaculate. You know what I'm saying? Like the aesthetics is beautiful.
It's good, right?
Major upgrade from the last website, and it looks very, very easy to navigate as well. And I think putting the meet the industry expert part is gonna wow a lot of people. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna pop, dude. So here's what the single page will look like. The like a blog post, let's call it. So yeah, like a nice balance of juiced up sidebar with relevant internal adverts like this. Oh, this is so good. And then obviously the content, the primary focus is on the content. Here we go. So here's what the advice page will look like. So you would land on it, you would click through to the experts page, and then this is essentially what it would look like. And there would just be streams of, lists of people. Like, look at this, business, finance. We could break this down as granular as we wanted to. We're going to start with just credit. Okay. There was a point that was brought up. I think it was DJ or someone else that they were saying, hey, we should make profiles for people. And so that everyone knew like what their area of expertise was. Like, hey, I'm a PNC guy. I'm a Chase guy. I'm focused on business. I'm focused on personal. We're going to integrate those pieces, because I heard that and I love that idea. We're going to integrate those pieces into the profiles themselves. So you'll have as much information as you possibly can to know this guy is the guy I need to talk to for business credit, specifically at Chase. And, maybe the guy can even give you a BRM contact. Some of these guys are even doing that, I'm noticing, in the community. So especially with Chase, BOA, Wells Fargo, the primary players. But yeah, eventually, I think the idea will be to expand out into these other areas, which I think will be killer, absolutely killer. So, integrating with travel and points and how to actually pull that off, I'm thinking of Q immediately in my mind, because he is constantly getting free trips booked all the time based on points. So here's what an individual page would then kind of, I guess, look like. And so, yeah, in the kind of profile section is where we really break down, what that person's expertise or connections are within the market. All right. And then here's Discord, and there's what that's looking like. We got another big guy here. The about us. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. So any ideas, any suggestions? Let me give this a minute here from you guys in the chat. Or Credit Kid, you got any suggestions? Anything that you're not seeing?
I think everything looks excellent. To totally be honest with you, man, I can't even give you suggestions. I think you hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna be this good, man. Whoever your web designers are, definitely did their thing.
Yeah, this is the new people that we brought in to help, rebrand the site, and then we're going to be focused on SEO and growing and developing the community on that front, which will, have positive results on the entire community. Like the Discord community will grow because of that. The YouTube community will grow because of that. Everything will grow because of that effort as well. That's just like another piece of marketing, and it's their team that actually came up with all of this and put it together. But look at this, even the reviews, so people's feedback. So they got to deliver. It creates this environment to where, obviously the expert has to deliver, because otherwise they're going to be getting a bad Trustpilot review or whatever we integrate with. But yeah, so look at that.
Yeah,
that's clean. And then we'll pull in success stories.
Just an idea, like on a blog section, man, you should like probably post like like the big daily news that happened in Discord. Like, for example, a big bank cutting limits on somebody or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to entice people to join the community.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be good. Like a rolling feed or something.
Yeah, rolling feed, like anything big that happens with the community, like any big wins and how the big win was got, or like, any like major fails with banks cutting limits, especially in this climate.
Yeah, which we'll talk more about that. By the way, if you guys are in the community and you want to jump in, I already dropped the link that you can join us on stream. I already dropped that in the Discord. Hold on a sec. My dogs are going nuts. Pool guy, all right, so there's that. Let's talk about this contest. Let's talk about this contest and giveaway. What does the data point page look like now? It's pretty ugly. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a hot minute, but it's a lot uglier than this, I'll tell you that. But that essentially, that's like basically table data. So that'll kind of look the same. It'll just be kind of framed on, this sort of looking page in the future. And maybe this sidebar will shrink or go away, because I don't want this to take away from the size of the table and giving the data, right? So maybe on a page like that, it's going to be a different kind of style and theme. Okay. So that's that. Let's talk about this contest. Let me put us back on the, there we go. I love that hero section. It's just like, yeah, they really took a great blend of like a Bankrate, Credit Karma, Wallet Hub, and got rid of the weirdness that they have all pivoted their designs to, with like the people who look like people but aren't people. That's just weird to me. And we kind of like stuck with, I don't know, the better elements of that. Man, yeah, chef's kiss on like the styling elements and the vibe of it, right? All right, giveaway. Let me pull up my notes here. Stop sharing screen. Pull up my Notion. So we recently moved over our billing to a new entity. So we need everybody that is signed up, not through Discord, but signed up through the website itself to re-sign up. Okay, so you're going to re-sign up, and you are entered to into the contest. The contest, and what we are giving away is 2 pairs of AirPods, the Gen 2, the Pros, which these guys right here, the nice ones with those. Yes, we're giving away 2 pairs of those, and all you have to do to enter is sign up. That's it. Sign up for the Discord. So because we have to like essentially get everyone to re-sign up, because there's no way for us to move over all the billing from Stripe. We actually tried to do this for like 2 months. The last 2 months, we've been working with Stripe, working with the different plugins and tools that we use to try and make this work. And we can't do it, because obviously at the end of the day, you still have to opt in and approve the new subscription, right? So everyone that's signed up through the website, not through Discord. Discord people, you're fine. If you're paying through Discord subscriptions, you're fine. You don't have to do anything. Those of you that are getting charged through the website, you have to re-sign up and then just let me know, or I'll see it in my emails as you come through, and I'll cancel out your old one. The new one is set up, same price, same everything. Everything's good. And then you get entered in, and we're just going to randomly pick somebody. July 8th, so only 2 weeks. It was supposed to be the 5th, but July 5th weekend. So July 8th, we're going to do a random drawing. We might do like a live thing with it. I'm not sure. And 2 second-gen AirPod Pros that we're going to give away. So 2 winners. What am I missing? Oh, 30-day free trial. So you're not going to get billed for an entire month. So it's our way of saying, hey, we understand that this could be an inconvenience for everybody who's got to re-sign up. And or if you've been on the fence, we've never actually provided a 30-day free trial. I tried a 7-day trial before, and I didn't really like the result. But we've never done a 30-day free trial. 30-day free trial, entered in to win for something that you probably were already going to do anyways, and just to move over, and or just to move over your billing, right? So I think that's everything. Mastermind members, which we don't even offer the mastermind anymore, but those we need you guys to re-sign up as well, and you're entered into the contest as well. And I think that's it. So yeah, I'll be posting this and emailing out about this as well. But that's the deal. And what we're going to do moving forward is we're just going to start to make it completely random. It'll be to make a random comment on a video. It'll be, hey, you have to tune into the stream and make a comment or something like that. Hey, you have to do something in a Discord. Something like that is what we'll do in the future. And you'll be entered in. We'll just randomly pick somebody for that. And we'll do some sort of giveaway that's valued at least a couple $100 on I think a weekly or monthly basis. So yeah, that's that. Exciting stuff, right? Let me just make sure. Yeah. All right. So again, July 8th is the cutoff for that. Just get re-signed up through the link. Let me actually pull it up for you and show you. And that's it. Oh, that's what I was going to do, because I can't get it pulled up because it's in the same browser. So let me get rid of this, log in, and I'll show you what the checkout page looks like. All right, memberships, Discord monthly, boom. There it is. Oh, let me share the screen. There it is. All right. So yeah, if you just go to the website and click on join, you're going to end up on this page. So there's There should be a link still in the top menu of the site. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and post it. Yeah. Yeah, right there. So go there, sign up, re-sign up, and you will be rewarded by entering into the contest. All right, let's get into some Q&A, huh? Enough of that. All right. So I was gonna try and pull topics for today, and I wasn't really getting much response when I kind of started poking, so I didn't do it. Maybe that was a mistake, maybe not, but let's do it. You got me, you got Credit Kid. If other people jump in, then you'll get them as well. All right, let me scroll up and see. Let's start here. Let's start with Mo. Thoughts on closing low limit credit cards that are less than 5 years old if pretty seasoned in the game? Should one value credit limits over average age of account? This is actually a really common question still, so I'll kind of cover it and then we'll see if Credit Kid wants to jump in. It will stay on your profile. The first biggest misconception is that it like goes away. Yes, it'll show closed. It won't be active anymore, but it still shows up. So it doesn't like get removed. It doesn't remove that age off of your credit profile. It will just chop down your total available limit. So if you're trying to position yourself for an app spree or a mortgage or something new on the horizon, my suggestion would be to close those accounts afterwards. Now, if you're good and you're gardening anyways, and you don't care and utilization is low and everything is great in your world, then you can go ahead and close those if you don't want them anymore. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with closing accounts. I don't think it negatively affects you. You might see a score drop of like maybe 2 to 5 points, depending on the scoring model. Yeah, maybe Vantage more specifically would probably not like that because they're more sensitive to balances and stuff. But yeah, anyway, Credit Kid, what do you got on that?
Mojo, very early on in the credit game, I got a lot of bull crap credit cards such as like Indigo, MasterCard, First Premier, these kind of cards that charge you an annual fee for a $400-500 limit. So yes, if you have these bull jive cards, man, I wholeheartedly like suggest that you close them. I had my Indigo card charged me $150 every year for a $500 limit. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you got cards like those, I highly suggest you close them, especially later on in the game. Just make sure it's not your oldest account. Keep your oldest account open. Anything after that that's pretty much not a good card with a low limit, we suggest that you close that.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those weird things to where people think that it does more than it actually does, I guess would be a good way to say it. Okay, real quick. If you guys are just joining us, we're doing credit Q&A. We just talked about the giveaway that we just started, and we shared some website redesigns, asked for your feedback. You can go and watch the beginning of the stream. Also, too, if you want to help this stream, share it, like, comment on it. Also, too, open up a brand new tab. This is a trick I heard from the Stiffen Brit. And if you open another tab, it counts as another concurrent viewer, which then gets us higher up and gives us more traffic. Just mute it so that you don't have two of the same voice coming through. But you could also do that if you wanted to help. And outside of that, I really don't know. But yeah, share it. You can share it on your wall, share it on your feed, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so yeah, I would be closing out those accounts. And if you haven't already watched the Credit Kid video on the channel, then you should. Shame on you. You should go watch that because yeah, he talks through his journey of getting a bunch of the wrong cards in the beginning and making good on it all and getting to the other end of it. And, then thankfully finding us and, now magic is happening. So, okay. Next question. To support auto approval, should you proactively lower some of your total credit limit with an issuer? Are you saying that if you're carrying a balance, you should lower that? Because if so, then yes. But if you're saying you've got no utilization, but you should somehow try to shrink down your credit limits to then get more limits, I don't think you're asking that because that would make no sense. But yes, if you are looking to get more credit with this issuer, then you will want to pay down balances or pay off balances because that will negatively affect their willingness to give you more credit, especially in the current climate that we're in. Let's just take a quick sidebar. We've been really focusing and harping and beating the drum of like, hey, guys, gals, things are changing. We have been since last year. We've been shooting videos about it now. Amex closing accounts, Synchrony closing accounts, credit unions starting to tighten up. We've been keeping abreast of what's going on in the Discord, sharing it. People are still in the trenches in our community, and they're going out and figuring these things out and seeing, in real time changes happening. Truist is changing with how many cards and the limits that you're walking out of there with. Chase, to a degree, is changing with how much usage you've got on cards and how much more credit they're willing to give you, especially on the business side. A lot of that has to do with how much revenue you're actually making. So this means that the golden era of getting credit cards on a brand new business with projected income on a side hustle that we're not even sure is going to work are quickly coming to an end. Okay. Now we can say, oh, that sucks, but it's also amazing at the same time that you were able to ever get credit on a situation like that in the first place. And so as interest rates stay higher for longer, it will become more expensive to service debt, which means that banks will continue to hedge and they will continue to make changes. Some of them more dramatic than others. Others, it kind of seems like with some of these banks, right, that they just like woke up today and all of a sudden they hate everybody. And all of a sudden they just want to, cut everybody's limits. Sometimes it kind of is like that. Like it might just be that is the day that they triggered some sort of algorithm or some sort of automatic process to cut limits that fit into this specific basket of whatever, credit profile, balance usage, not usage, whatever it is, because we're hearing everything. We're hearing, oh, I used the card a ton, but they cut my limit. I didn't use the card at all. It was a sock drawer card and they closed my account. We're hearing everything. So your best bet is to actively be using these cards to some degree and keeping the balances very low, within 1% to 3%. Across the boards on your utilization. But yeah, things are going to consistently change. And if we ever find our way back to 0% interest, which we were at for a very long time, then expect that in that environment, the longer we're in that environment, the cheaper money we'll get, the easier money we'll get. Everyone's giving out money, making it, cheap, free to get, and so on and so forth. But that's not really happening right now. Does that make sense? Let me find
that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. All right. So that was earlier when we were talking about Discord and getting around people who actually care. It really is kind of interesting. The sentiment out there, and some of the sentiment on some of these channels, man, it's getting worse. Like they're down bad. I can feel for them. You can just tell they're recycling the same videos. They're talking about the same nonsense. The data points are expired. The stuff doesn't even work the same way that they're talking about. It's like basically they shot a 2024 version of stuff that they were talking about 2 years ago. And so we don't do that, by the way. We want to make sure that our stuff is up to date because we're listening to what's going on, in the community, which is hard to do. Like, don't get me wrong. It's incredibly hard to stay up on all this stuff and sifting through opinion and sourness and emotions and getting down to, data and truth, and then trying to extrapolate that out and get enough of a sample to then go do something with that is definitely challenging. So next question. I have a 774 FICO, 6 credit cards. One is 2 years and 5 are 1 year. 1,400 is my highest limit on one of these cards. 10K sitting in my business bank account for 90 days already. Ooh. Credit Kid, you want to jump on that? Or you want me to start? I think he's asking, how much funding can I get? I think that's what we're asking.
Yeah, that seems pretty strange to have a 774 credit score, but your highest limit is $1,400. That seems pretty strange to me. Yeah, so like if you're trying to go for business credit, they look at comparable limits. And if you're going to apply for business credit, even though you got 10K in your business account, you're probably going to get a low business credit card, probably $2,000-$3,000. We have seen this a lot, especially with Amex giving people low limits on business credit cards, even with a well-rounded profile. But as of right now, we highly recommend don't go for business credit yet if your average age is under 3 or 4 years, man. So you might have to age those accounts a little more. ask for some credit limit increases, probably try to get all those limits above 5,000 before you trying to go for business credit. I mean, you can go for it, but your limits won't be high at all.
Yeah. Let me kind of fill in around that. Yeah, great points. So they do use comparable credit, and in the first 2 to 3 years of your business, they're going to look at your personal credit for 99% of approvals. And I think what you did, if I were to guess, is you probably used some AUs or something, and then you leveraged that to get these first cards, or something happened to where you had a high FICO and you just kind of started working your way through cards. Maybe you didn't have AUs, which maybe that's why you had lower limits. The AUs probably would have granted you higher limits. But it looks like this is kind of like a newer profile, newer endeavor, right? So whether you're just starting to build credit for the first time or you're rebuilding after everything dropped off, that is the biggest hindrance, is your current credit limits, because it's going to affect you on the personal side and the business side. So first thing I'd be doing is going and getting credit limit increases on as much as I possibly could. Second thing is 10K sitting in a business account for 90 days is great, because that's essentially their cycle time for business bank rating, and 10K is a low 5. So that's good. I'd be using that to build relationships at the bank itself and waiting to see if that leads to any pre-approvals. Does that lead to, a business relationship manager starting to reach out to me? And I'd be looking for like easy layups instead of being really, really proactive and aggressive and trying to go and apply for these cards directly. I'd be waiting to put myself out there in the proper ways and see what I get back, right? Just like I'd be anxious to know what kind of pre-approval letters are you getting? What kind of offers are you getting, on matching engines like Credit Karma, Wallet Hub, stuff like that. I'd be interested to see what you're getting there. But the biggest downfall of everything, both personal and business right now, is that $1,400 highest limit. You got to get that at least over 10, but over 20 would be ideal. And then like you're doing the right stuff. It's just not quite there yet for trying to go out and get serious credit funding. Like you will not get much, is what Credit Kid was trying to say. And the limits on the business side, yes, I'd agree. I don't even know if you get 2, 3K. You might even get 1K limits on the business side. And that's if you even get approved. You're not going to get approved because they don't like you or, fill in the blank. It's just because the personal credit profile is young, even though the scores are good, and the limits are too low. So that's the best I can give you on that. So you're there, but you're not ready yet. So keep chipping away at that. And if you want like even more specifics than that, you could do a couple different things. You could join a Discord, even though that is paid. But you could also watch the hundreds of videos we've got on the channel, which is free. And there's been people who have gone out and like completely changed their life off of these videos. Okay. I gave you guys the link to go sign up. If you do want to go sign up, here it is right here. If you go sign up right now, you get 30 days free and you get entered into a contest to win one of 2 pairs of these bad boys, AirPod Pros, which by the way, I had the originals for like 5 years and then the charging thingy just stopped working. And I finally got these like 6 months ago. Holy cow. I should have changed way sooner because these are much better. So quick plug for that. All right, next. And he's back. All right, what do we got? What is this? My most recent account was opened February this year. I just opened a Penn Fed account and Service Credit Union account. Should I wait to start pledge loans? Okay, this is actually a really great question. Installment loans are an important piece of the credit mix, even though it doesn't really look like it. Because what is that? 10% is credit mix, 10 or 15%. And so people think, oh, that doesn't matter that much. I'll explain where and how it matters. It matters from the standpoint that at a certain age, they're working off of consensus data at all times. So at a certain age, the banks want to see that like, okay, at this age, you should have a mortgage by now. You should be married. You should have a house. You should have a car loan. You should have, you should have had a couple personal loans by now. Like they're assuming these things, not just pulling it out of the sky. They work off of census data. Now, census data is massively skewed. We all know that. Doesn't matter. They work off of that. So they want to see a balance of not just credit cards, but installment loans and big ones too. Just like, they want to see 20K credit cards for comparable credit. They want to see 20, 50K, 100K personal loans or, you know, 200 to 400K mortgage on the account as well. Because what does it show? It shows that you have the ability to pay back larger amounts of debt. And to them, that looks good, even though that might not logically sound like it makes sense. But to them, in their world, in this system, it makes sense. So I would suggest to get started, especially if you have no installment loans on the account, get started immediately, because they want to start seeing that. They want to start seeing that. If you do, if you already have installment loans, then make sure you're going in with a bigger amount that makes sense to even bother doing. Like if you haven't done an installment loan before, you could start with a couple $1,000s, again, just to get the profile going, get that history there. But if you've already done that before, then I mean, you need to be 10,000 and above, especially on a pledge loan. So a pledge loan is basically I take the money and stake it up. It's usually in my savings account, and then they pull from my savings account, use that as collateral to come over here and make it what's called a shared secured loan. And you have to be careful. We made a video on this. There's a ton of banks and credit unions that offer these loans, but a lot of them do not release the funds when you pay it back. So you want one that is going to release the funds as you pay it back. So as I pay back the balance, they pull that money out and give it back to me in my savings account or wherever I designate. So you want to make sure that they do it that way. Otherwise, it's not even worth doing. Okay, what else we got? Oh, sweet. So yeah, in the community recently, there's been a big push on Wings, DCU, Redstone, and Baxter's kind of cooled off because we had a big situation happen with GW with Baxter. Maybe at some point we'll share that, but I'm sure you might have gotten a letter or a adverse action on them. Basically, somebody hit the nuke button on accident, and a bunch of accounts got closed, a bunch of limits got cut, and it was not good. And then they tried to clean it up. And the thing that you got to remember with banks is that it's not so simple that the banks think that you can just go like fix this stuff and we'll just go tell the credit bureaus that this is fixed, it's good, it's fine. We'll give you this letter. You just got to go to the bureau and tell them and everything will be fixed. They assume in their mind, because they're so uneducated, that this stuff just magically sorts itself out in like a day. If I give you this letter as the bank person, you can just go give it to the bureau and the bureau will be like, oh, okay. And it'll magically all go away. It doesn't work like that. The bureaus will fight tooth and nail to keep that shit on the report, especially Equifax. They are brutal with this stuff. So, and this is what where the disconnect comes in, is that these bankers are just like, oh, well, this is not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. So when you hit the nuke button and you get rid of thousands of accounts like they just did at BCU, it was unfortunate, but you guys got to get up to speed on this, on how bad this is. Because now I got to go to bat for the next two weeks to 6 weeks to get this off of my reports. There's not just some magical hotline I call and they're just like, every single bureau is like, oh yeah, oh, it was a mistake. Oh, you got the magical letter? Sweet, I'll take it off immediately. No. Experian's really easy. TransUnion is meh. Equifax is near impossible. To the point to where Equifax will constantly change the fax number so that you can't get a hold of them. Who does that? So anyways, BCU is definitely on the shit list for now. And if somebody from BCU is watching this, you guys need to do a whole heck of a lot better. And you need to train your staff on what it actually means to put negative derogatory marks in somebody's credit report. And that is a big deal. It is a big deal. And this can ruin people's lives, closing these limits. If this is one of their only limits they've got, and they go to use the card, and they need to use the card in an emergency, and then they get declined. This has negative ramifications, guys. You need to do better. But yeah, Wings and Redstone, what's interesting about that is it's the same backend. We just figured out recently. So I don't know who's providing that, but let me share this actually. There's no names on this, but let me show you. DJ gave us this, so let me just show this really quick. I need to open up Edge. Restore. Okay, should be this one here. Pull all this up here. Get rid of that. All right, where are we at? So we'll go through this really quick, give you guys some intel, some live intel. All right, give me a sec, just sharing the window. There it is. Okay, cool. Give that a sec to sync up. Okay, so here it is when you sign up for Wings and you sign up for
Redstone,
then they've got the similar like pre-qual pages, sections within the app and within the browser, these are pre-qualified offers. So these are not pre-approved offers. Just there's a difference. These are pre-qualified offers, which we're still testing this. Pre-qualified, you'll probably still get a hard pull.
Yes, I just got a hard pull.
They do?
So that I verified that with Redstone Credit Union. So, which is the same exact highlight. I applied for the Visa signature card, and they did hard pull me, even though I was pre-qualified. So that was yesterday, actually.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's great to hear. So we can verify that information. So Redstone, they will do a soft pull Experian on membership, and that is how they populate and generate these offers that then they start to show up. You got to give this some time, because again, there's a difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved. Pre-approved is it's yours. You just got to say yes. A lot of times they're going to give you the exact interest rate, and sometimes the limit, not on these two. But sometimes with different banks and institutions, they'll give you the exact limit that you're pre-approved for. But yeah, pre-approved means no hard pull. Pre-qualified, as you just heard, Credit Kid who went through Redstone and just got approved, it means hard pull still. So this is a section in the app where it just tells you like what you're pre-qualified for in a roundabout way. And you see, look, it's the exact same between Wings and Redstone. And this is why this matters, is because if it was true on Redstone, there's a high likelihood it'll be true on Wings as well. And it might not be. I might be wrong. But I work off of those assumptions going into this institution if I'm unaware. And so those are the similarities. And that's, again, talking about the deep structure. We try and like borrow and pull from as many different places as we possibly can to have the most data that we can before we even go in and pull the trigger. This is just smart. I mean, I don't know why this is so weird and foreign to some people, but like to me, this is just like kind of common sense. Is I want to do as much intel and research as I can to know where I'm at and how I stack up before I'm even going to pull the trigger, because it's not so easy to get inquiries removed. It's not so easy to get these things, to combat these things on the credit bureaus, right? So anyways, there is a whole different section. Oh, and here's proof that Redstone pulls Experian right here. There is a whole pre-approved loans section, which is different. So pre-approved means it's yours. Pre-qualified means it might be yours. Make sense? So sweet. Yeah. BCU, even though Boeing aircrafts aren't doing that well, BECU still a great choice. DCU community's really loving and eating up, and then we got a ton of traction still hitting Wings and Redstone. But there's so many more credit unions than that. You know, Jovia, that was a big one that we just cycled through in the community. We will not make videos about that because we got to start watching. Some of this intel is starting to leak out, and so we're just not going to do that with some of this stuff. All right. Next. All right, real quick. Are you guys getting value from this? Just yes in the chat. Blow up the chat. You guys getting value from this? Throw some fire emojis, something. Let me know. Is this valuable to you guys for us to jump on like this and just buckshot answer these questions? Okay.
So,
go ahead.
Oh yeah. So absolutely. So after that 3-month initial credit limit increase from Navy Fed, it's 6 months thereafter. So I'm going through this right now, so I can definitely vouch for that.
There you go. Enough said. Okay. If I were to summarize like the last 6 months of us banging the drum, what is it? What are you trying to say, Jay? We are just trying to say that you need to build relationships with these banks. Now more than ever, this is what matters to them. Business bank rating matters to them, which is based on the amount of cash flow I've got coming in into my account and my balances on a daily basis. That's what matters on the business side. And what matters on the personal side is come in with a deposit, open up CDs, open up money market accounts, put money into our bank, especially at the credit union level. They want to see you put your money into their bank. And in return, I want something in return. And if I'm going to give you my money and you're going to go and take that and lend that out to John and his neighbor, well, I want something in return. I want another credit card. I want a line of credit, whatever it is. I'm a sucker for lines of credit. I love those. Or both. Give me a credit card and a line of credit on the same hard pull at the same time, because I've already come to the table with money for you, right? That's a really easy way to get leverage. It used to work too, by the way. It's not like it didn't work before, now it does. No. It worked before at 0% interest rates when everyone was just throwing money at you. It worked then. It just now is more important, right? All right, what do we got? I just got Chase Amazon card less than a month ago. Does Chase have a rule when I can get another Chase card? Kind of. It's like what, 2 in a week or 2 in a month or something? It's a 2 in 7 or 2 in 30 rule. We've got a everything Chase video on the channel. That has not changed. That piece of it, whatever I say in there is still true. That's my lazy answer. But yeah, you can get multiple Chase cards. On the business side, you can get as many as you need once we're into the realm of working with a business relationship manager. At that point, we've now deposited over $100,000. So we've got top tier status with Chase. We're going to be working with a BRM. If they see that, a lot of times they'll start you with 50. Okay. And we've literally just seen this, or 51, because they'll use comparable credit. So we had Dog just go and get 51 from them and over $100,000 in a line of credit for his business. So they'll do that. Now, if I were to go and start using that card and they see that it's not enough, they will just, the BRM will work with me and get me another of the same card. If I want to, another ink, I can get double inks or another complimentary card to that other one. And they'll come in with another large limit, especially if I'm cycling through a ton of money through my business account, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. They'll come in and they'll do another 50. So a lot of times with Chase specifically in these top tier banks is they'll give you as much as you need based on what you're showing them is real. I'm showing them what's real is hundreds of thousands of dollars to my account every single week, every single month. Cool. I'm going to show up with another 50K card or, $130,000 line of credit, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing for BOA. It's not the same with Wells Fargo, unfortunately, but BOA and a lot of others. All right. What else we got? All right, let me try and catch up here. Okay, we got thank you. Yep. All right, sweet. Yes, value. Okay, fire in the chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Just want to make sure we're still awake. Because I've been up since 5 and I've been in back-to-back meetings here this morning. And this is what I love. This is why I'm here. I have some data point. Oh yeah, right. Joe, share that in the Discord. I think I just saw somebody tag me, so maybe that was you. All right, what else do we got? If you've got questions, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat right now. If you got questions, we will probably get to them. Where are we at? We're 47 minutes in. Also, too, if you're brand new to the stream, we're doing a giveaway. You just have to sign up for our monthly Discord or re-sign up if you signed up through the website. If you're already a member and you signed up through Discord and it's active in your Discord subscription and that's where you pay, change nothing. If you've signed up through the website and you're getting billed through Stripe, through us, go re-sign up. I'll see that you signed up again. I'll cancel the old account. The new one will be there. You'll get 30 days free. And you get entered in to win one of 2 pairs of these bad boys. So I'm going to keep plugging this here. And expect an email from me too. And a Discord post. Because I want to start doing giveaways. So I want to start getting you guys excited about the fact that on a regular ongoing basis, we're going to start giving shit away, right? Which everyone likes that, right? All right, let's cover this one. What is this? 1% utilization got approved for one BOA business card at 8.5K. That's not bad. Almost 2 months ago. In a couple of days, new Chase personal card statement will close with a 16.5K limit and paid off 8,300. Should I wait for the report for it to report a new account with a 16K personal and an 8,300 highest paid off balance, or apply before it reports? What are we trying to apply for? A second BOA or a second Chase? Wait, what? Yeah. Because those two almost cancel each other out. The paying off and then having a whole new card opened up, like the power of each one kind of cancels each other out to a degree. And I would say the only way, or the only time we need to kind of worry about this new account being reported is if that like tips us over an edge. If for Chase, it's 5 by 24, 5 accounts showing on my profile over the last 24 months, 5 new accounts. If that tips me over that edge, then yes, we got to get this submitted beforehand, before that hits the report. But if that's not the case, and there's, we don't have a lot of action over the last 2 years, it's less than 5, then I'm in the camp that it doesn't matter. Like, just let it report, because I would rather show the balance being paid off and not care so much about the new account in that scenario. Credit Kid, you got anything on that?
Yeah, I double down on what you said.
Okay. Got it. All right, next. Enough said. Can we talk about the current climate of Elon business credit cards with credit union banks? Are they still giving high limits? Man, this is such a challenging question to answer. Elon backs 190 banks or something like that. We got a whole list on the website. I think that's free, right? Or maybe that's paid. I don't remember. They back a shitload of banks. The issue is that they're the underwriter and they control most of it, most of the process. But that doesn't guarantee that, like, okay, if bank A over here just gave you this or behaved this way, that bank B will do the same. It seems to almost be they're acting independently, even though Elon's doing all the underwriting. So the crappy answer is, I don't know. Is it the same as it was before? No. No, it's not. They've definitely tightened up. It used to be like, holy cow, man, some of these Elon banks, it used to just be like, just walk in and be breathing. And then, oh, this and this, and credit card, line of credit. And then I just go, before that even hits my report, I go to the next Elon bank. Oh, credit card, line of credit. Go to the next Elon bank. And I could do that. Yeah, I knew guys that were cycling that through 3-4 times before any of the accounts even hit on their credit report. Could you do that now? I doubt it. I doubt it. How much does it cost to join a community? Is $29 a month, sir or ma'am. And I would argue it's really good value, but I'll let people in the chat jump in if they want to and tell you about their experiences. You could, obviously ask anyone in the community what their experience has been to get an idea. But yeah. Navy bank rating, which matters for GoBiz card, flagship rating, or business rating. Flagship is personal, so there is no business rating. Oh, you're talking about flagship checking and personal? Flagship checking on personal helps get the flagship credit card or whatever the beefed up checking account is. I think it's flagship or something like that. The premium on the personal side.
Yeah, so like there's no like relationship between Navy Fed personal and business. So like whatever you got going on the business side doesn't really reflect what you got going on the personal side, and vice versa. So like if you want to get the Go Business card, it'll probably be better for you to get a better business rating on the account than getting a flagship rewards counts, because that'll only affect what you got going on the personal side.
That. Yep. Here we go. Here's that. Well, $29.99 I think is our price now. So yeah, $30. Let's be fair. Round up a penny. First month is free. That's part of the promo that we're doing with the giveaway. Yeah. Touching on this, what did I want to say? Oh, so the GoBiz card is the only business card now, and it's been like that for a while. And there's just a Visa and MasterCard option. Now, what's interesting is that limits we're seeing here still 8,500 to like 15. I think that's still about the standard, and you can split that. If you get approved for 15, you can split it, or 16, and you can split it into like basically two 8.5s. And I've seen that, or 2 8s, and I've seen that a Visa version and a MasterCard version, and not like it really matters, but I guess it kind of does. Visa gets coverage and MasterCard gets separate coverage, so you can still do that as well. But they're worthwhile cards because they're ghosted. They don't report to the business. Now, that's a bad thing if you're trying to build your business credit profile. It's a good thing if you just want some extra credit that's you want to use for business purchases, and you want to carry high limits on it, and you want to do that, then it's good because it's not showing. Dogs again. Ay, dog life. We got dog owners in the chat. How many dog owners we got in the chat? Just chime in real quick. Let's see. How many dog owners we got? I got 3 dogs. I got a golden, a mixed, and a beagle. What do you guys got? Let me know.
Man, I got 2 cats, man. Where the cat people at, man? Where the cat people at?
No. Dog people only. Cat people.
Where the cat people at, man?
I got to kick you out. You got to go. Cat people out. Dog people only.
So most credit unions ask for proof of income. Since Redstone and Wings are basically running the same system, basically got the same way out. So I'm guessing they will ask for proof of income too. I just applied for Redstone, had to send some pay stubs, and no tax return, just 2 weeks of pay stubs.
Sweet. I think this was in relationship to what we were talking about earlier. A good example is DCU gold offer versus green offer. Yes, that means that you've got it versus you don't got it. So it'll say accept offer versus something else. We've got screenshots and we've detailed that in the past. That hasn't changed. They literally, it's the same button color, the same layout. Nothing's changed with DCU. Hold on, I'm going to text my wife here to get the dogs to chill out.
See, if you had cats, man, you wouldn't have been dealing with none of that, man. It would have been pure silence.
Hey, I'm going to ask for silence from you, okay? Enough with the cat stuff, okay? Dogs only. All right, what else we got here? Who is next? All right, a lot of duplicate answers. Thanks, guys, for covering that. Thank you for covering that. All right. I thought, so is this a follow-up to what we answered earlier? I think so. Can I start applying for new personal credit cards since it's already been 12 months since I got yeah, but why? Because we're going to continue to get low limit cards. Now, you're kind of ace in a hole on this is if you can get into Navy Fed and you pay down all those balances on those cards, there's a moonshot that you'll get a nice fat 10K, 15K, 20K. They'll go all the way up to 25K as a starting limit that we saw recently on a good profile. But what matters to them is DTI, like DTI for the win on Navy Fed. So if your DTI is excellent, then, and you can get into Navy Fed, there's your way around this. Go get that high limit with Navy Fed, go back and request credit limit increases on all the existing cards, and then go to work on getting new credit on the personal side. But yeah, how it's going to look when you're in position is we need to go get more personal first, build up that baseline of higher limits, then continue to build the relationships with the business bank accounts. And then at some point, we're going to kind of pivot. I don't know exactly when that'll be for you, but then we're going to kind of pivot and start to build, get business credit cards, right? So that's kind of like the trajectory is we've got to get that high limit personal card and we've got to get some more average age of account under our belt. Then we pivot into business. We're building business during that whole time. Like right now, also too, you could be opening up credit union accounts and starting to get deposit history and transactional history with them going too.
Yep. And if you had these cards for 12 months already, have you been like most banks offer soft pull credit limit increases? Have you been doing that? Like, like your limit should have like already been going up by now. Like it's been 6 months since you had the account. So like you should probably ask for CLIs on all those cards. You'll probably get a few if you've been making payments on time. Your DTI is pretty low. You should probably get a few credit limit increases by now. So I wholeheartedly recommend that you do that and remain in the garden. And if you can get in the Navy Fed, like Wallet Monkey said, do that, and you can get your higher limits.
Yes, sir. Do personal loans count towards 524? No. I guess if you had enough personal loans, it might. I don't know. Actually, maybe there's a caveat to that. Like, I don't want to go saying no across the boards because if you got like 3 or 4 personal loans, maybe they would care. What is this now? Why does Wells Fargo consider checking account balance into credit card application?
Every bank does.
Yeah, everyone does, but Wells Fargo is weird. So let's kind of cover this. It's weird because why I say that is because sometimes you'll get that as literally a reason why they denied you is that the relationship is too new with Wells Fargo. There's even another one that's like basically a roundabout way of them telling you that your checking account balance is not high enough. Then sometimes you'll get none of that matters. Just signed up with them or whatever. I'm a newer account, blah, blah, blah. And I got a huge bag. So I don't really know, but I will say down the middle, it matters with every bank, especially with business credit applications right now. Okay, this is a good one. I don't know if I have a top 5 that I'm willing to share because my top 5 is credit unions that I don't want to share outside of Navy Fed. I will say that Navy Fed, from a customer support standpoint, quality of card structuring, reward structuring, fairly friction-free relationship. They don't play games with cutting your limits when you're carrying balances and you come on hard times and then they're going to mess with you, blah, blah, blah. I think for all those reasons, and they give out killer limits. They got a great app. They got a great website. It's easy to make payments. For all those reasons, I think Navy Fed is probably still in my top number one credit union.
Yeah. If you ask different people in the community, everybody has a wide array of answers, because everybody had different experiences with different credit unions. For me right now, my top credit unions are probably Navy Federal. Even though guys like PenFed has fell from grace, but I still like put them in the top 5, but they'll be like 5. As of right now, with Redstone, they did. I just got approved from them. I'm about to double dip, so they just gave me 7,500. I think they're still pretty good too. Who else would I say? You got Alliant is pretty good as well, and Mountain. I can't even give y'all that right now. I can't. It's too much sauce for y'all. It's too much sauce.
I think we did a video on that, but it was a while ago. Mountain American, MACU. Yeah, and so I guess for me to answer is, what I like today probably won't be the same as tomorrow, because as these credit unions get more popular and go more viral, a lot of them tend to change. Like, let's think back to the Affinity, the 5% card, and they nuked it, and we'll just continue to see that happen. So I don't know. I think to answer that, unfortunately, you got to be with a credit union for a really long time and try and create a baseline of consistency. And because you can't really get that, because these banks get overwhelmed and then they have to create change and they have to geofence or shut down applications or make up all these new rules, you can't really get a baseline. And so it's really hard to make a top list, because it's like a rolling top list that's always going to change. But some staples and standards is like Affinity, Alliant, DCU, BECU. Who else? I'm blanking. Yeah, PenFed, Navy Fed. But there's some starting with S. We got a couple S's in there. States, PSECU. I guess we could put in there, or state.
Oh yeah.
State.
Maryland SECU too.
That one. And probably a couple others that I'm forgetting. But then there's low key gems like Lake Michigan, I think, is a great credit union, and it's consistently in the top 10 credit unions in terms of assets that they hold. But it's really hard to get in there now. And they had killer cards for a long time, and then they got kind of pillaged, and then they changed. Northrop, I think, is great. United Nations, I think, is great. So that's kind of a tough question.
Yeah, but out of all the credit unions right now, Redstone has the best credit card right now that offer rewards. If you're looking for a credit card that's offering rewards, Redstone has the best credit card. But if you're looking for CUs that offer higher limits, I wouldn't recommend them.
Agreed. I think they do. Business cards, I think it's going to depend on your relationship with them and your deposits on if they're going to count that or not, because it's kind of tough to answer. It won't matter at all if you go in with 100,000 plus, and now I'm talking to a BRM. They're going to make it work because they get commission. So they're going to make that work. So if you can get in that way, then get in that way. But yeah, if I then go and get a business Chase card and then I go back to personal, I'm pretty sure it might not be part of the 5x24 directly, but they will take that into consideration. They will look at how much they've lent out to you on everything under your name. So that's personal loans and credit cards on the personal side, personal business loans, business locks, and business credit cards. So that will come into play on that direct ruling. Does it affect it? I don't know. I guess it would depend on the profile. That's my answer on that. Because for as much as I want to give you a yes or no with Chase, there's all these other little variables and factors that tend to come in based on the profile. I do too. All right, cool. All right, what else we got? All right, what is this? Redstone, DCU, Wings, ask me for POI. Yeah, most credit unions do. At least the last 2 bank statements or 3 bank statements. and the last maybe 2 pay stubs. So 2 pay stubs, 3 bank statements, 3 months of bank statements is usually how it goes. Yes. Yes, it will, because they're going to sneak peek at your personal, especially on a new business. Now, okay, if the business is 2 years, 2 years plus, filing tax returns, you know, high earner, you know, et cetera, and I've already got a business and personal relationship with that bank, sometimes they will do a non PG loan, like they won't ask for a personal guarantor. So personal guarantor is what you're actually talking about. Do I need to put up my personal social security number and have it being part of the evaluation process to get this business credit product? For most people, it's yes. So those have to be somewhat open, but the second tier, like LexisNexis, Sage, etc., Innovis, those shouldn't have to be open. Those probably you could freeze those and get away with it, unless they're trying to just soft pull personal, because a lot of times on the personal, they're actually soft pulling second tier data to get to the same answer of hard pulling the bureau. But yeah, if the EIN is strong enough to stand on its own, no. If I've got, you know, tax returns, et cetera, then no, you won't need to put up your social security number, or they'll just ask you, do you want to PG on this? And you can just tell them no, or you tell them, hey, does my business credit profile look good enough to not PG on this? After credit advisory, or after, you know, after we're over 3 years of average age of account.
Yep.
Okay, in the past 12 months, I opened 15 CU cards. Oh my God, they range from 10K to 25K.
This dude is a madman.
Yeah, dude. Holy cow. With them, all those cards, I've just been buying 1 cup of coffee from McDonald's on a month. Yeah, monthly. Smart. Got to keep them active.
Got to keep them active, buddy. I wholeheartedly agree with that method.
That is a lot of new accounts, so good for you.
You got to get Mojo jump on the live.
Yeah, no kidding, bro. If you want to come in, just let me know. Okay, you can ask here or jump in live chat. All right, what else we got? Why do I think they left the industry? They were kind of weak to begin with, and they're like trying to create this hybrid model of fintech car. Wasn't that the fintech car rental thing? Or am I mixing this up? Hold on. Torpago. Somebody help me out. Maybe I'm having a senior moment. Oh no, this was business credit. Wow, why did I think that was the car flipping thing? Torpago. Yeah, I think we covered that. I think we have a dedicated page on that. My guess is that a lot of these hybrids and fintechs that you got to connect your business bank account, and they're basing that off of, they're using that to base off of how much credit allocation they're going to give you or starting limit they're going to give you. The issue with that is it's fairly easy for me to inflate those numbers, or I think they got themselves into trouble with giving a higher amount than maybe they should have. Like the banks have a mathematical formula, I assume they have some sort of mathematical formula that drives the dollar amount that they're willing to give you. And a lot of these fintechs, I think, don't. So they come out and they try and distinguish themselves as being different, a lot of times by giving out too much. And then they get themselves into trouble. Or something changes with regulation, or like you see here, why do we see, it's an interesting corollary, isn't it? When interest rates go up and a bear market comes in with stock market or just bear sentiment about the economy of the US and where it's heading, you see just a collapse of fintechs on the personal side, on the business side. Why is it always like that? There's got to be some sort of corollary there. All right, what else we got? I'm just about losing my voice, so I think we're just about done. Credit Kid, is there anything that you want to cover, like something on your mind, something that you're seeing come up a lot that that you want to talk about?
Nah, man, I'm pretty much good right now.
Okay, cool. What is your thoughts on a lot of content creators' trend of closing out their Amex consumer gold cards due to chasing credit coupons, exhaustion, so many more better options nowadays? Boredom. I mean, why do people jump from stock to stock instead of just holding Apple for the last 20 years and getting all the stock splits? Why do people jump from crypto to crypto, shitcoin to shitcoin? Why do they do it? Is it because this new meme coin has so much better fundamentals than the last one? No, it's not. It's just you're
It's
bored.
monkey see, monkey do, man.
Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, plus the annual fee stuff on some of the Amex cards, I think, is making it less appealing. Maybe they weren't using it as much as they thought they would. Maybe they're pivoting to just the business card. That's the same thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Great question, though. My Chase BRM said 150K max for everything under your name or thereabouts. It's just, and I think that's a lot like Navy Fed saying that you're at your maximum soft cap with them right now. Now, we all know it's 3 cards, 80K max on the credit cards, but I might have 20K and they come back with you're at the highest exposure that we can give you. That doesn't mean that the 80K rule just changed. It just means that your profile is not good enough right now to get more credit. So, and the only reason why I say that with Chase is because I know somebody who already has 200K with them, and somebody who has over 200K. I probably got a handful of people. So that's not true across the boards, but it's probably true for that situation that you were talking to the BRM about, right? Or, hate to say it, but maybe the BRM is wrong. Because just on the business side, I know guys who got over 200. Amex seems to have too many rules. Yeah. I mean, if we were to summarize Amex, it's basically this. You can get as many cards as you really want as long as you're spending it and then paying it down like every other day or every couple of days. Shitload to spend, swipes, paying it down. I really think you could probably get over 14 cards. I've seen people with 15, 16. Got to be using it though. I just found out my 3-year-old EIN S Corp credit report has either nothing reported and or fraudulent accounts, and now I don't know what to report. Clean that up. Clean that up. You're gonna have to go to bat and get that cleaned up. But a 3-year EIN, that's good history. Now start working off of projected income, and if personal is strong, we can go and start to get some baseline credit cards at hopefully 10 to 15K and start to use those to build up now a foundation on that EIN, so that in 6 to 12 months, we can be at the point of getting 50s and above. This is usually in correlation or corollary to the amount of income you put down, stated income. But they're not opposed to seeing you outspend your stated income as long as you're paying down that balance as well. They don't care. Yeah, those were the good old days. I don't know what Apple's another weird one to try and figure out because they're trying to sell it off. So Goldman and how they're behaving now, I don't know if we should be using that as a truth piece here, or I guess a better way to say it is a piece of data, because I'm not sure how accurate that is, and it'll completely change with whoever buys it. Securing a high business bank rating. So the question is, how can you improve a thin business credit report with strong revenue? Oh, yeah, let's go. Start to drop huge deposits into bank accounts, and BRMs are going to start calling you. Or take the same big amount and move it here and leave it for 90 to 180 days. Run the gambit with this and get credit cards, lines of credit, et cetera. Then take that and slowly withdraw it, put it over here at the next bank, do the same thing. But if you can, leave it here, and then every 6 months, go back. And then build up another one over here. And then we can go back every 6 months. I mean, you could even go back every 30 days. That's what Dog is doing right now. You wipe the inquiries that show up on the personal credit profile, and then we go back every 30 days. Again, this is with this will work with a very strong cash flow heavy business. Yes, they can. I've seen it time and time again. Good DTI for Navy Fed. I think the standard for DTI in the industry is like 30%. It's similar to the 10% on utilization, but I would say 10% on the Navy Fed. I'm not familiar with FlexBase, but Jeeves is another fintech, isn't it? I would put them in the same bucket. When times are good, they're great. Easy money, easy funding. Just don't count on them to be there, even be open for business during the hard times. And then that puts you into a bind, because what if I needed it, went and used it, maxed it out, and I'm paying on it, but then 6 months they closed. Like a great example of this would be the CrowdFit Deserve card on the personal side. They did that. And how many have we lost now on the business side? There's like 3 or 4 that we've lost over the last 24 months. And so, now I got to pay all that off. Sweet. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, I hope this is helpful. Like I said, we'll try and do this on a more regular basis, like bringing a roundtable and a panel. 2 of the guys are on vacation, so that's why they're not here. And I assume Dog passed out because he's had a stressful last couple of weeks. With crazy uncertainty in the economy right now, there's still a lot of ways to make money. I think that it comes down to what you want to focus on. We need to always focus on what we can control. And the things that we can't control, and the political division and everything that they're trying to throw at you to distract you, you need to tune that shit out. And you need to get really focused in on yourself and your family, because especially to the men on the stream, it's our job to do that. I feel that it is our job to provide. So we need to get really clear on that and use that as our freaking mantra and our war drum and our war cry. But yeah, because I'm seeing it in the community, there are guys who are now, with times being uncertain and whatever on the horizon, election year, I'm seeing guys crushing it in the community. Like they're making more now than they ever did. So the opportunity is out there. We got to find it. The opportunity will always be out there. It usually always goes like that. The guys screaming from the rooftops that everything's going to collapse tomorrow are usually the guys driving people out of the market, and all those people miss the move. And then they're pissed off when they come back 6 months later and pay at a higher price. This is true for investing. This is true for a lot of different things. So just make sure you're clear on who you're listening to, and that aligns with where you're going as a person and the goals you've got for your family. But yeah, overall, man, you can be thriving right now. You just got to put into work, and I think play the game a little bit differently than everybody else. Credit Kid does not have a YouTube. Oh man, maybe you should get a YouTube. But we did or do you have a YouTube? Because we did the video on my channel.
Yeah, I don't have a YouTube, but maybe I should, man. Maybe I should get one.
Maybe we'll start plugging it. If you do, we'll plug it. 100% support you on that. But yeah, his video is on the channel, and you'll see his face, and so you'll see him smiling, sitting there smiling. So easy thumbnail to find. All right. Any last minute questions? And we're going to wrap it because I'm losing my voice. Was this helpful? You guys enjoy this? I know I've asked it a lot. I just want to keep you guys engaged here. Okay, what is this? Interesting. DP reached maximum exposure limit from 1K to 3K on a CLI. More rewards card. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 8K. They're throwing away 8K CLIs like candy still, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it. They have a soft cap maximum exposure, which is you as an individual, and then they have a hard cap bank rolled out hard cap max exposure, which is 80K maximum 3 cards. Transcript, no, maybe, but there's a lot of free tools that allow you to do that with using AI. So they'll just come in and do the whole thing. Oh, you know what? I lied. Maybe I can get a transcript. If I can, I will do it, Yvonne. Any way to get out of Chase? Man, Chase is not as hard as Amex. Amex is no, never until you pay it off. Chase is borderline no, never until you pay it off. But 10 to 15 years. Are you sure you're still in jail? I'd be trying to go in every which way I could, man. Like, on a personal side, on a business side, savings account, I'd be going in with 5, 10K, trying to talk to the manager, have him help me out. Like, hey man, I got 10K right here. Like, put it on the desk, in cash. I want to deposit this today with you guys. Like, let them see it. Let them touch it. This is a negotiation trick 101. Is like, I remember we used to do this with buying used cars. It's like you would come with the cash that you wanted to pay for the car, which sometimes it would be a borderline insulting offer. Sometimes it wouldn't. But yeah, like, show them the cash, show them the stack, and have them smell it. And a lot of times that works. But if they're restricted on what they can do based on what the system is telling them, then there's nothing you can really do. But yeah, I don't know how you're still in in jail for that. Yeah, there's some stuff, Denny. There's some stuff that we're just not going to talk about on the channel anymore, and it's because then a lot of other channels go and talk about it. Not like we're special or like breaking, creating breaking news or anything, but then they just tend to go viral and start to pick up momentum, and then it ruins these plays. And the one that you mentioned and several others have been known about in the community for months now, and we just aren't going to shoot videos on them. And so the popularity of YouTube and going, and whatever, getting views on that is way less important than allowing the community itself that when found these gems to continue to cash in on this and get the credit funding that they need. We're at that point now, unfortunately, to where it's like this one over here, being popular and just driving my ego is way less important than making sure that you guys get the credit funding that you need on this bank or this play or whatever. So there'll be a whole lot less of that, unfortunately. All right, cool. That's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it there. Credit Kid, thank you so much, bro, for jumping on with me. It makes it so much easier when I got somebody to talk
Not a problem, man.
Yeah, because it is so weird to do a live stream when you're on by yourself, because you're basically just talking to yourself. I don't know how people do that. So I'm definitely a guy that I need people to interact with and work with together. But anyways, thank you guys for jumping into the stream. Like the video, comment once it gets rendered, all that fun stuff. Share it. Join the community. We got this giveaway. You could win one of 2 pairs of these. It's $30 a month. You get your first month free, and you'll join studs like the Credit Kid and GW and Dog and Revan Group and DJ and the numerous others that are absolute credit studs, and some of them credit whales. And it'll bring you up to speed really, really quick. That is the cheapest way that you could do this right now to improve your credit situation. Be on the lookout. We'll have more streams coming up soon. We'll probably try and do one next month, maybe around the end of the giveaway. The giveaway for this ends July 8th. So that's July 8th, probably midnight Eastern Standard. By then we'll have the winner picked. So anyways, that's that. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we'll catch you later.